it's not your grandma's pressure cooker, but the idea is the same. Yummy food in no time. Becky Low is stepping away from the traditional pressure cooker favorite, Sunday pot roast, in favor of a fancy flan. Really, flan
Absolutely.
In this thing.
Yes, yes. In fact, it makes it so silky and creamy and smooth that you won't want to make it any other way.
Wow.
And actually, it takes less time to do it in the pressure cooker. So
Okay,
I
so
do
with
love that
most
part.
recipes, it takes less time.
It does, and that's one of the selling points with pressure cooker. In fact, our grandmas used to use the old rocker, you know, it would sit there and rock around, and they would just kind of listen to it and adjust the temperature with it. But that was the forerunner to the microwave. You know, before the microwave, then this was a way of cooking a great fast meal. You know, the Sunday pot roast, chicken, but there's more than that. And that's what we want to talk about today. So now that the trend is back, in the next generation of cookers, we're going to set this one out of the way.
Get that out of the way.
Yep, and focus on the electric pressure cookers that are so nice, or that so many people are joining in and the bandwagon and want to use.
And you're caramelizing some sugar here for the top of the flan.
I am.
But you're going to walk us through how to make the whole thing.
Yep. In fact, why don't we talk about that, since this sugar is ready to go. So all I did was put a half a cup of sugar in a skillet or a heavy pan, and then you stir it until it turns this nice golden brown color.
Okay.
Now, the deeper the color, the stronger the flavor, but you don't want it to get too dark or you'll have a burnt taste to it. Okay, next is that you can use either small ramekins, or, we have some ramekins that we'll unmold later, or having a souffle dish, or a bowl that would be something that we can put into the pressure cooker.
Oh, so you're actually putting a dish into the pressure cooker?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
So here we go. We have this. In fact, this is just the basic flan principles. We're putting this into our bowl, and this is hot sugar, so you want to be careful with that. And then I like to swirl it around.
Oh, so you're coating the bottom of the bowl there.
Yeah, it's coating the bottom. It kind of lines up on the side, runs up the side, and that hardens up. You can see already that it's hardened up. Okay, so that part is ready to go.
Okay.
Now we need our ingredients to go in it, and then we'll talk about how we actually cook it in the pressure cooker.
Okay.
Okay, so this is ready. We'll just kind of set that off the side. I actually have one that I did.
And does this have to set up for very long?
Oh, you can see already that it's set.
Okay, so that's good to go.
Yep, it's good. We could go ahead with it. All right, so for the mix, again, a basic recipe. I start off with 4 eggs, and then we want some sweetened condensed milk with this. And so,
anything's good with sweetened condensed milk.
So this actually creates or gives the sugar to it, as well as the richness as well. You can make it with just cream and milk, which I have done, but I like this method because it's just so fast.
Okay.
Okay, so putting that in, the eggs in. I'm going to have you put the milk in.
All right.
Whole milk or half and half, whichever you would like.
Okay, but you need the fat content in there.
We want the fat content. It makes it just creamier, but again, you could use whatever you want. And then if you want to just finish doing that, I'm going to dump in just a little bit of vanilla as well.
Okay.
Okay, stir that up. And it's, as soon as you can see that the sweetened condensed milk is mixed in, then go ahead and put it into the container.
Oh, okay. I'll let you take over from here and show us how this is done.
All right, we'll just simply pour it into our bowl.
And you're pouring the whole mixture right there. So it's almost full.
So I like ramekins again, or just doing a one bowl.
And you would do the same technique with the sugar and the ramekins. You just pour a little bit into each and kind of coat the bottom. Okay.
Now, if we were doing this traditionally, we'd put it in the oven in a water bath and let it steam. Okay, so the pressure cooker is going to steam. We want some foil on here so that it's nice and tight up against the bowl. We don't want it to leak. That just makes a better custard with it. Then we're ready to put it in. So
moving over to this.
We'll move over there. And if you just want to plug that in, there you go.
Okay.
And right here's our plug. Okay, now, this is best with a trivet or a rack. Many of them come with a rack. Now, I'll also mention, if you're using, this is one brand of pressure cooker. Whatever pressure cooker you're using, follow their manufacturer directions with it. But the Flan, is this basic with it. I like it. I like the rack with it. I have placed 1.5 to 2 cups of water in the bottom of there. We need to have that water to begin with. We'll place our Flan mix in there. Okay, and I'm going to turn this just a little bit so I can see. Put the lid back on again. Now, the nice thing about the electric pressure cookers, It's just
I can't even get the lid on, and I own one of these things.
There we go. Oops, a little bit further. You know, when you're looking, there we go.
There we go. Okay.
Now we can see that it's ready to go. What we want to do is put it on a high pressure, and we also want it for, well, for this bowl, we want it for about 15 to 20 minutes.
And do you know that from reading the directions, or you just know that for the recipe?
Partly the directions and partly from testing.
Okay,
so,
okay.
you know, that's one of the things with the pressure cookers is that you have to do a little bit of experimenting because there's a lot of variation with the electric. If I was using the regular pressure pan, I would know exactly what to do. Okay, the other thing is the difference with a big bowl compared with just a small...
the ramekins.
Right,
okay.
right. 9 minutes for the ramekins, 15 to 20 minutes, you know, for the bowls. We've locked it up or put it onto... we've turned it off the vent, and then with the electric, and this is what, you know, many consumers like with it, is that it's done. Now for me, I liked the rocking sound that your grandma used to hear. And now it's just all automatically
and
built into it.
And it beeps at you when it's done instead of actually seeing it moving.
Right.
Okay.
Now this just becomes something else to clutter up your shelf with or your storage cupboards with if you don't expand past just the pot roast. So I have a few ideas, you know, that I have cooked up with it. You know, from rice to potatoes, I always have liked vegetables in it, to the flan, which we're making today. And I recommend that you just start experimenting. Get a book if you need to, or you can get the instruction manual recipe book with it. Now, with recipe booklets that are out there, especially with the different manufacturers, they are so diverse. And so you really have to get
so many options
for your pot and then start experimenting with your pot.
Good tips as always, Becky. The flan's beautiful, finished up after it's done cooking.